All right, so we just finished a pretty awesome hunt. We were hunting some geese and we just got off the field. We got a mixed bag this morning and now we're in the kitchen doing some goose breast steaks and some jalapeno poppers. Okay, so we're gonna start with the jalapeno poppers. So I like to cook it all separately, and I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. I've got this giant piece of bacon here, and I'm gonna fine dice it up into little tiny cubes, and that's our first step. Now, this diced bacon needs to go into the pan for a few minutes. We're just going to cook it on a medium-high heat until it gets nice and crunchy. All right, so bacon's cooking, and for the rest of the popper filling, we've got some shredded cheddar cheese. I picked an old cheddar because I like that extra tang. We've got a block of cream cheese. And what we're also going to do is get a squeeze of lemon in there. Lemon is in, I'm gonna fine chop a little parsley, that'll also go in. And after that, I'll throw a little bit of pepper and mix this whole thing up. Add in my crispy bacon bits. All right, so the popper filling is mixed, and now we just need to take our jalapenos and halve all of them, just like so. And then we're just gonna take a little spoon and clean them out. So we have just a nice clean looking inside. Jalapenos are halved and hollowed. I'm just taking a spoonful of filling in each one, pushing it down in there so it's nice and tight. Now that all of our jalapenos are stuffed, we're going to go into making our chimichurri, and we're starting with cutting the parsley. Now that the parsley's in the bowl, I'm just going to crush some garlic. I'm just gonna chop it up super fine. I'm gonna add it to the bowl. And now I'm gonna add the vinegar and the canola oil. So that is our homemade chimichurri. We're just going to let this sit and marinate for a few minutes while we get our goose steaks ready. So right here, we've got two beautiful Canada goose breasts that we harvested this morning. So we're gonna trim this up and slice them in half lengthwise and throw this right on the barbecue after we season it. All right, so now we're seasoning these things, and again, you wanna treat it like a steak. You wanna definitely be able to taste this meat. So we're gonna go really simple with it. You can just do salt, pepper, your favorite steak seasoning. I've got a little bit of a steak seasoning here, so we're gonna coat each side pretty evenly, and then they go on the barbecue. All right, so our goose breasts are seasoned up and our poppers are all stuffed, and we're going to head out to the barbecue and get all this stuff cooking. All right, so we're at the grill, and when I'm cooking a piece of meat like a steak, I like to get this thing as hot as it can go. So turn it up as hot as it goes. So we want to do a few minutes per side. We're going to cook these things to a rare to medium rare, and then when I take them off the heat, we're gonna put them inside to let rest, and then I'm gonna put the poppers on. All right, Marcel, come here for a second. All right, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tip. So the biggest thing when cooking meat like this, whole muscle meat over the barbecue, don't ever close your lid. You close the lid, you lose sight of what's going on. You're gonna be here, you're gonna be present, and closing the lid just gives you so much of an opportunity to cook that meat from all angles, and you'll overcook it. So stay here, cook it on one side, watch the heat come up, flip it around, cook the other side, and that should help you get a perfect steak every time. The last goose breast is coming off the grill. I'm just gonna throw these inside, and we're gonna let them rest for about 10 minutes. And while they're resting, we're gonna cook the poppers. Okay, so the poppers are going on now, and opposite of what we did with the steaks, we're gonna put these in place, and then we're gonna close the lid so we create a bit of an oven in there, because we want that cheese on top to melt. All right, so these poppers are looking amazing. So these are coming off the grill and going inside, and they are gonna get paired up with that lovely goose steak. The goose steaks have had a few minutes to rest, and now what we're gonna do is slice them up. So what we're gonna do to make sure that it is nice and tender is we're going to cook it rare, and then we're also going to make sure that we cut it across the grain, and that'll allow it to sort of melt in your mouth when you chew it, because you won't be chewing with this long strenuous muscle. You're going to cut that muscle against the grain, and it'll be this like soft velvety chew in your mouth. All right, finishing touches. We've got our chimichurri that's been marinating. This goes on top of our sliced goose, which is looking just amazing, nice and rare. What a wicked way to prepare a goose breast in a way that maybe you wouldn't typically think of, but this is how we prepare so many other meats. Definitely try making a goose steak. For more information on this recipe, check out the blog post link below.